Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 55 of It's No Secret Podcast Live. We are your hosts, Sharis, Bianca Rose, and Teresa. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah. It's therapy time.
About time.
I know. For those of you guys already watching us live, thank you guys. Shout out to you. That countdown is really a blessing. Gives everybody a little bit of time to hop on. But hopefully, as always, you guys will be fully interacting with us throughout the show. We already got chats coming in from Jada Countessa saying, "Let's
Hey, girl.
go." But we do have a bit of a treat for you guys today. We have a guest on the show. And if you watched last week, you might have heard us mention it. But today we have a podcast virgin. And I'm just going to bring him in so we can introduce him. But I have to introduce him properly because usually I say, Unk is in the chat. But now, Unk is in the live. Welcome, Unk.
Unk's finally here.
He's finally here.
He made his debut on camera.
Yeah.
And some people might have thought it might have been an OnlyFans, but it was here first.
Yeah.
So Unk is Bianca's actual uncle, which is why we call him Unk, and has been an avid supporter of our podcast this entire year. So first of all, thank you so much for the support.
You're welcome.
We definitely appreciate it. Honestly, our lives would not be the same without you in the chat. So
we'll see how this goes today.
Yeah.
It's different now. You get to hear my voice.
Exactly.
Yep.
We get to hear your voice. We get to see your face. So Shari and I have never met him in person. So this is our first time meeting Unk. But thank you so much for being here. We really
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Yeah.
And you're already getting love in the chat. Jada Countessa said, "Hey, Unk."
Yeah.
Hello.
Everybody knows you that watches the show because you're up. Yeah. But do you want to introduce yourself? Maybe tell people your real name.
My real name's Roger, and my family calls me Chato. That's my nickname, and
he's a 49er fan like me.
That's all it is.
we play Saturday. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another 49ers fan.
Yes.
Gang.
Sorry to be outnumbered, and I'm not liking this.
I'm like, finally, I have some support in here.
Horrible.
Well, for anyone who's watched the show, you guys know we always start with our highs and lows, so this will be no different. So we're going to go ahead and start with our lows. Go 69ers. Damn you, Nikita. We're going to start with our lows, and Shari, you're going to go ahead and kick us off.
My low for this week. Okay, it's I have two things that really whacked me this week. So I'll start. Friday night, I really thought I was going to get some amazing sleep. It was my first week back to work. I couldn't wait to just be off and not have an alarm set again. And my daughter decided to have a vomiting session in the middle of the night. And when I tell you it was everywhere, I mean, it was everywhere, okay? I'm cleaning walls at 2 a.m.
You know what? I love the commitment to the drama.
You were cleaning walls? I'm sorry.
Walls.
How? Why?
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Because she was in the bed with her brother, and so she was in the wall part.
Aww.
So she had to climb out the bed, but she has this horrible habit of when she's about to throw up, she's trying to stop it.
Oh, splattered.
But she projectile vomits, so it's like a all over the place. I went in his room and it was like a bomb exploded, and that was the second time.
Poor baby.
Yeah, it was a mess. So I definitely have a thing with my children's father, and I get very upset when the children throw up because I'm like, this was the part of us being together. You signed up to clean up vomit. I did not. I made that perfectly clear when I got pregnant. Oh, guess what? I'm pregnant. I do not clean up vomit. So that's the initial conversation. And so, I was cleaning her vomit. So that really, really sucked. And I couldn't go back to sleep. So
Bet
that
it smelled nice.
no, and I have horrible gag reflex, so you can imagine.
Oh.
I'm cleaning up vomit. I'm like, okay, okay, like, we gotta get through this. So it was all while my son is knocked out. I told him when he woke up, I said, you would have no idea what your room looked
He
like
didn't know what's going on.
a couple hours ago. You have no idea.
Slept like a baby.
Yeah, slept right through it. So
He probably was awake, and he's like, if I show signs that I'm awake, I might
he
have to
was
help.
out. He was knocked out.
All mouth open, drooling.
Yeah, he was out.
Right next to it.
So that was part one of it, and then part two is he left me. My son went camping.
Aw.
So I've been sad. He left on Tuesday. Yeah, he left yesterday, and I'm like, every time I leave work, I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Like I don't have something with me. I'm missing a part of me. So
Aw.
yeah, but he's
Such a
having,
mom.
I am. He's having a blast. But yeah, see the good and the bad of being a mom. Don't do vomit.
Real quick before we move on to Bianca's low. Mom's in the chat.
Hey,
Shout
mom.
out to Becky Flowers. I just
My
want to
sis.
call out her comment
My
because
sis. Yep, of course.
yeah,
I
she
told
said,
you.
What is this
"Who
guy?
invited this guy?"
Yeah, I tell you, here it comes. Here it comes.
Don't worry, Mom, you're next.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It'll be your turn.
Mhm.
All right, B, what's your low for the week?
My low this week is that I got up and was at work extra early, unintended. I had took my work laptop home just so I can wake up and make some class preparations for someone at work, and then they were texting me like, it's not working. I'm like, what the fuck? And my laptop died, so I had to like basically drive to work at 6 a.m. to do all the prepping things. So I was like, y'all better hope that somebody has a hair wand, a makeup bag, and something, because I'm coming in my pajamas. Time is precious, and y'all need this now. And I'm here for it. I support it. But yeah, I was at work at like 6 a.m. to kind of do this technical troubleshooting.
Fun.
All is
time.
well, but fuck, I'm not a morning person. If y'all know me,
Yeah, she's usually strolling in a little
I have a mad face when I
On
walk
time.
in.
on time.
On
Her
time. On time.
On her time. Yeah, on her time.
But yeah, that was my low. So my days started pretty damn early.
Fun times. I like early starts.
What time does it usually start?
I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
On her time.
On my time, it starts
It's on
when I get
my
there.
time.
I work 10-hour days, and it starts when I get there, and I'm not gonna incriminate myself anymore.
Yeah, good job. Good job. My low for this week was that I realized upon arriving from my California trip that I'm allergic to San Antonio. So like literally 30 minutes after I left after I came out of the airport to come home, I was fully congested. And if anyone watching lives in San Antonio, you guys know it's Mount Cedar time. This is the time that my allergies are the worst. And so since yesterday, I have been feeling like complete and utter shit. So right now I'm very medicated, which is why I'm here and fully functioning. But I don't know how I made it through work today. I will say that.
Yeah, as soon as you like touch down, you're like, my body knows. My body's already hit.
Yes, I could
Touching
just
out of the airplane, it's
feel
like,
it. Yeah, I could
not
just
it.
feel it. I got to the house from work yesterday and I literally
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm in my car. Sorry.
I got home from work yesterday and I literally sneezed from walking through my entire house as I changed out of my work clothes. Like I was just sneezing. I was like, this is stupid. Take me back to Cali.
Oh, she knows the song.
Yeah, she does. She is an honorary Mexican.
She's more Mexican than I am.
This is a true story.
That was my granddaughter. She was dancing to it earlier.
Aw.
She's
All right,
doing all these. She's doing all these dances.
Your turn. What's your low for the week?
Well, the past few weeks since she goes to school. Well, she's been on vacation, and I've been staying here at the apartment with them. You know, when my daughter has to go to work, and so they have this couch, this L-shaped couch, and my back has been hurting the worst the past 2 weeks, and I'm like, she's like, my daughter's like, go sleep in the bed, and I'll sleep on the couch. I'm like, no, just you're going to work, so don't worry about me. I'll live, you know. But I have to come here, like I'll have to stay the night if she goes in early, so I could take her to school, or like this week I've been taking her to school. So, but the back pain is the worst, and the cold weather doesn't help.
Oh yeah, that cold front's coming in back again.
So, I'm really feeling old.
I'm right there with you, Unc.
Really.
All right,
Can't relate yet.
switch it up. You shut up. Let's switch it up now and move on to a higher note. So let's go to our highs. Shari, what was your high for the week?
My high for the week, 2-part high. I got to see my bestie and family in person. That was so awesome.
It was.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, Teresa was in California, so I got to spend some time with her and the fam, and it's always just a blast when I'm with them. So
Our girls got to play.
yeah, our girls got to play and be themselves and not be shy and hiding.
So did y'all get into trouble?
No,
Oh,
we
never.
did that already. That's why our girls were playing. No, just
Yeah.
It was the consequences playing together.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, so that was just super nice to see them be able to interact. And like I said, I posted a picture of them, and I was like, I wish friendship on them like we have, because like it's just dope.
It is.
And then second part to my high is yesterday I had to go take a test for one of my trainings for the new business venture that I'm starting. I won't speak on it just yet, but I passed.
Yay!
Yay!
Love that.
Step one, check.
Yes, check that. What about you, B?
Before I go, Jada Contest in the chat, she said her high has been that she tried something new with her hair and didn't end up crying in the mirror. Can I say, I saw her at double take, and I'm like, bitch, cunty, and I love it.
I did too. Like I saw her, I was like, and I walked up to her. I said, "Hi, my name's Teresa. Nice to meet you. You must be new here."
I love it. I love a change. I was like,
Yes,
it's giving it to me.
it
I want to
is.
grab a handful of that hair. I was like, come here, girl. Ugh, you look good.
She does. She does. It looks really good. I'm glad you didn't end up crying in the mirror. That's all.
Yeah, honestly, gamble, and they paid off.
Yeah, it did pay off. For sure.
But my high was that today I got a shout out during our big department meeting, even though I didn't actually hear it. I was busy working during the meeting that I just heard my name. So I'm like, huh? For what?
For
I was
being
like,
the
oh.
shit.
I could do some recognition. I like being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Goddamn time.
You deserve
In
it.
the words of Lizzo.
You deserve it.
But yeah, so got a shout out at work in front of everybody, and that's what I love because it just feeds my ego. Can't tell me anything else.
Who doesn't like a good shout out at work? Seriously.
What about you, T?
For me, my high was my Cali trip. Ironically, last week when we were reading some of our previous highs from the year, there was one where I talked about like feeling refocused, and I kept talking about like, how do I get back there? How do I do that? And not gonna lie, like this trip did that for me. It like definitely recharged my batteries. It just hanging out with the family and seeing friends. Like I literally spent every single day with my sister, my brothers, and my goddaughter. My nephew came over, Shari came over, my friend Elisa came over, and just being around everybody was much needed. It was much needed. Plus the break from work. But like but mainly it was just the energy. Like when I'm around them, like all we do is laugh and joke around. My brother Eddie is a goober. Yeah, he is a complete and utter goober, but I love it. I love his energy, and it was just nice. It was
I like that.
I feel like it's gonna linger for a little while, so that's good.
Even better.
Yeah. What about you? What's your high?
My best friend, she was off this weekend. We got to go out and have. She wanted to go dancing, and we went dancing. And
Is this the same best friend that you were talking about in another episode that y'all slept in the same bed?
yeah,
Yep, that's the one.
Mhm. Okay. Did you guys go dancing?
yeah, we went dancing. I didn't last very long, but yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to say that out loud.
Hey,
Like, that's not what the girls want
I
to
mean,
hear.
Sorry,
It's the old age. We'll just live
Old
with
age.
that.
Black pains, black pains.
I literally felt like my legs were like just dragging. I was like, I'm here dancing at the Hana song, and then and I'm like, she's like, you okay? I said, no. I said, I feel like my legs are heavy as hell right now.
It's like, 'cause they like to bleed
we would
songs
always
into
go
the neck.
dancing. We would always go dancing, and like ever since I've been sick, I haven't like danced as much with her. Like, and so I finally she goes, get your ass out here with me, and went out there.
Good. I'm glad she got you out, even though you got tired, but
Yeah, of course.
That's what friends are for.
it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And she's dancing by herself, so I'm like, go ahead and go. I even tell like the bartender's husband, he's there. I was like, go dance with her. I don't care.
You're right.
That's not mine. I said,
That's not mine. Or is it?
yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's for another episode.
Yeah, that's for another episode. Well,
No,
I'm gonna
she's-
write down friends with
I mean-
benefits.
I
No,
mean, nothing's ever happened between us like that. But I mean, we've had our share of stuff like that, but
yeah. No, it's good.
nothing. Just friends.
Yeah, it's good to have friends that, force you to get out the house every once in a while. I know I definitely need that.
I mean, she's
a while.
gay. What do you want to say? Lesbian, whatever.
Mhm.
Which I am too. So it doesn't.
Yeah, shit, we like the same thing.
Like the same thing. All right. So for today's show, since we have Unk as our guest, we decided that our topic of conversation today is going to be all things marriage. So before I know, right? Before we dive in, we're all going to talk about our marital status, just in case we've got some new folks watching that don't know kind of where we're at. So Shari, what is your status right now? Your relationship status?
Single. Deal.
Okay, so we got Shari who's single.
I'm single and never been married.
Okay, there you
Oh.
go.
Make that
Single.
clear.
There we
Yes,
go.
single and never been married.
Got it. Okay, B,
I'm in my first relationship,
like ever.
like ever.
So I'm
Really?
assuming you've never been married either.
Really?
Never been married.
I am currently married. Have been married for almost 5 years now. Never previously married. This is my first marriage and only, hopefully. And then what about you, Unk?
Happily divorced, 15 years. Currently single.
Divorced.
Like currently seeking.
Yeah.
How long were you married?
10 years, but we're together 13.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
A whole
history.
decade. That's a significant amount of time.
And then I was single for about 3 years, and then got into another relationship for about 9 years, something like that, and been single the past 4.
Nice.
Mhm.
Are you
So, but-
enjoying it?
I'm old.
So am I. It's okay. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got 4 grandkids, so it's
Oh yeah, you're enjoying it.
Staying busy.
it's not like Grandpa can do what he did before.
Right. Grandpa's got responsibilities.
Yeah, so my
Responsibility.
Friday nights, Saturday nights are
Mm.
It's different now. Yeah,
yeah.
it's different for sure.
It's hard turning down invites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially with those grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
And you got girls, I'm sure they got you wrapped around their peak.
Oh,
and-
I got the only one that does. I got 2 boys and 2 girls,
oh, nice.
and only one has me by the
As she should. Oh, we got a comment from Victoria on our Facebook. She said, "Hey, I'm divorced too. I was married 10 years. Also, getting married at 19 is a trip. Oh man, we need you to stay in the chat, Victoria, because we need
Fact.
to hear your
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah, 'cause I think that's about the age I got married too.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So we got some young marriages.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
get
they're
married-
lasting long too. So like highlighting that aspect, like y'all's
Yeah, because I
lasted.
think we got together. I think more when I was 17.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, I didn't get married until how old was I? 37, 38, 37,
Hmm.
38. Yeah, around there. So I was a
Interesting.
late bloomer when it came to that. All right. So really quick, just to kind of kick us off with this marriage topic, when you guys hear the word marriage, what is the first emotion that comes up? Honest answers only, because it's no secret, right?
I don't
So,
know who you were looking at in that camera.
All of y'all. So, as the divorcee of the group, when you hear the word marriage, what's the first emotion that comes to you?
Con Dios.
Vaya con Dios. May the odds be ever in your favor.
No,
Right.
being married was not a bad thing, but stuff happens, and but I mean, there's some people that kind of rush into a lot of things, and I kind of say I kind of rushed into it myself, but I also I did a lot growing up, having my first baby with that one, and made me change a lot of things what I used to do.
Mm.
Do you think the baby made you do it, or the marriage?
I want to say the baby,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
because she was actually pregnant when we got married.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mhm.
You need that oomph.
Yeah. Becky said, oof, depending on the mood. Sorry,
What's today's mood?
Yeah. What's the first emotion that comes up when you hear the word marriage?
Fear.
Oh,
Mm.
why is that?
I mean, I think it's for different reasons. Like, I've obviously never been married, but like just the people that I've been around and I've seen, like I know that it's a lot of work. Um and I would never want to go into it like with the thought of like divorce is okay, even though
Mm.
like obviously it is, but like I would never want to go into it with that. So just having that fear of like it not working out, or you know just anything. But then I also have the fear of like being married to somebody and then like losing them, and like being with someone and then like not have, like I don't know. So it's like it's a fear on like good and bad things. Like it's kind of just a mixture. So it for me it's just fear.
Mm.
What about you, B?
I think it's a mixture between hesitation and anticipation.
Okay.
Hesitation because I grew up with all of my family being on their second marriages or their first marriages no longer existing. So I don't have a good reference of what a long-lasting marriage is. Anticipation because to the point of Victoria in the comments, she's like, honestly, I still think positively of it. I would just never rush into it again. There's a lot of thought process and things to work out before making that decision, because to Shari's point, it's a long commitment. I don't want to consider divorce as an option.
Mhm.
So I like the idea of there is a long-term commitment and the benefits that come with it, but I don't have a good track record to reference as what a successful marriage looks like.
Mm.
I've been married, but I can divorce, and I promised myself I was never going to do it again. But I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't be in a long-lasting relationship, but I mean, but getting married again, I wouldn't do it.
That's fair. I've met a lot of divorcees that say the same thing. So, and to be frank, like as the married one, the emotion that I feel, being that that's my current state, is like, I don't know if it's an emotion really, but like safety is the first thing that comes to mind. Because for me, like marriage is not just love; it's a safe space, right? It's that. So Yeah. Real quick, Fuzzy Bunny on our YouTube said marriage has evolved throughout time and it's harder to understand if it's for you more than ever. Most people fail the first or second time before they ever figure themselves out. And Becky Flowers said, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage or relationship. Absolutely agree.
Mhm.
And I'll agree to that point that there's no perfect marriage. I'm looking for a lasting marriage.
Yes. But what does that entail? Like
Perfect.
in your mind,
Perfect is boring.
agreed.
Perfect is easy.
Yeah, perfect is easy, but nothing in life is really easy, unfortunately. But B, as someone who's in a new relationship, you said you want something that's going to be long lasting. But what does that look like to you?
I feel like as time goes, the relationship should evolve with it. Your communication style should evolve. I think a lot of people that I've noticed who have been divorced fall into a pattern of, or a place of content where they don't feel like they have to try anymore, or they don't have to switch up any routines or make any effort. And that kind of leaves you with that boring lifestyle. It may be perfect because there's nothing wrong with it, but because you're not doing anything. So to still be evolved or challenged in some way, to me, is what I would want in that lasting marriage, because to that, changing and evolving is still growing, even as an individual, but also get all like together as a couple.
Yeah. Did you grow up wanting to be married, or is that something that like changed over time for you, B?
I grew up with the expectation that I should be married.
Mm.
And I think I fought that throughout the 20s, which is why it took me so long to get in a relationship.
So you were trying to be
So
rebellious.
hell yeah, fuck yeah. I had something to prove, because to the point that was said before, it's like I had to find myself. And I think a lot of the times in the failed marriages that I had witnessed, it's always from one relationship to another. Or some people take so long to exit the marriage because of the fear of what happens after. Who am I after?
Yeah.
And so you're spending a lot of time trying to figure that out, and that you're getting that shit in trouble, trying to figure it out in your, adulthood, but people don't know how. So I was trying to do more of like my self-reflection, my self-growth. Who am I and what do I bring to the table in a relationship? So, yeah.
Unc, what about you? Did you grow up wanting to be married, or?
I you know what, marriage saved me. I grew up, the gang era, and a lot of my friends went to jail, died. I'm still in contact with some of them, but I believe just my marriage saved me from, making the same mistakes as they did. And it was great, but it just, towards the end, just didn't work anymore.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like that's okay. You know what I mean? Like I too agree with Shari and Bianca what they said earlier about like going into a marriage where like divorce is just not an option, because I'm very much of the mentality is like if you think of divorce as an option going into it, then you're already setting yourself up for failure. Now, if it happens naturally just because you guys grow apart, then that's different, right? You're not actually like, it's not the option that you're selecting. It's just kind of how it plays out. But yeah, Shari, what about you? Did you grow up wanting to get married? Do you still want to get married even though you feel fear?
I didn't grow up wanting to be married. I don't think like I was ever that girl that like, oh, my wedding and envision this and envision that. Like I never was that. It's always been very hard out here for a pimp.
Hey, I mean, before I got married, I always say I was never gonna get married, but that was, like I said, that was just growing up in that time, and you thought I was a tough guy, and like I'm not gonna get married, that kind of deal. I don't need a woman to hold me down or nothing like that, and stuff like that. But
now, we've mentioned like divorce before. So does seeing divorce make marriage feel risky or realistic?
oh man, it puts it puts a big strain on you because you got kids involved too. That I
Mhm.
mean that's a big shot in the heart right there. Going back and forth. Weekends here, weekends there. You get into a fight with that person and you can't see them, or stuff like that. So much stuff is so involved in divorce. It's not a pretty sight.
Mm.
And that's why I probably wouldn't want to do it again.
I've been around a lot of people that have gotten divorced, not necessarily in my family. Like I grew up in a two-parent household. They're still happily married. What is it, 57 years later? Um, so I didn't have too much of that like as a child, but like I've been around a lot of divorcees as an adult, and I don't see it as like a fear or anything like that. Like I see it as like it's realistic. It's something that happens. And to Victoria's point in her comment, she said she's always been a huge lover girl, but being divorced, she also has learned a lot about identifying when someone is not your person and walking away, choosing yourself before you commit deeply. I have a friend that I used to work with in California that I follow, I still follow her on social media, and she just recently went through a divorce last year, and like she's like a whole new person, but she preaches about it on her social media pages about how like getting out of a toxic relationship, how difficult that was, and how long it took her, and how good she feels now that she's out of it. So it's like, not to promote divorce or anything like that, but like it just depends on your situation.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing
Shari,
about me. I don't put anything on social media about my personal issues, or I don't complain about divorce or girlfriend or whatever. I don't do that.
That's good. Keep it private. Shari,
I'm very loud about being single, or was very loud about being single. Let
I
me
was
hold
about to
on.
say,
This is
I
my
mean, I
correction.
don't. I mean,
I was like, hold on. I was
I
very
don't.
loud
I
about
do
being
put that I'm
single.
single and stuff like that, but as far as I don't put anything personal.
So, Shari, do you want to get married?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I did, but I think like I had this vision in my head as an adult, and like having children and wanting a family and things of that nature. But so like yeah, and it's like God, like yeah, I want to be married for 50 something years, but now I realize it's probably not going to happen because I'd have to live to be in my hundreds, and it's just probably not going to happen anymore.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, but now like that I've been doing it on my own. Like I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me. I'm a very stubborn individual.
No.
Um, uh, and I'm not saying like I wouldn't. I'm not. There to figure things
I'm
out
difficult myself.
and make it work. But I also know that it's the way of the world is just different.
Mm.
And the way people view things and the things that people want, and I'm just not willing to conform to those things. So for me it's just like, what does it do, you know?
Oh, well, let's talk about it. What are the benefits of marriage?
Well,
Start with the married person.
I feel like that depends on your situation, because just like any other relationship, every marriage is different.
Mm.
And so like you can't really like pinpoint one thing, but I will say that like for me, one of the best things about marriage is having someone that you can witness growth with. Like, they see you grow, you see them grow, and then we also grow together. And to me, like that's a beautiful thing. And then kind of going back to my emotion was like that safety, like that security, right? Um, when you have that, because not every marriage feels safe to everyone, right? Depending on their situation. But when you do have that, it's so like relieving. Like you can just kind of just let loose and just be yourself, and you have this individual that just accepts you and all your flaws. And so that part of it is really beautiful. But I will admit, like growing up, I wanted to get married, and then as an adult, and going through life and having some kids, I changed my mind. Like, when I actually met my husband, I had decided already that I wasn't even gonna look for a relationship anymore. I was like, "I'm just gonna be single from now on. It's too much work. It's too much drama." And then this guy came in and swept me off my feet. So it's like you never know.
What about you, Unc? What do you think were the benefits of being married?
Like she said, security, and just the fact, especially when having kids, having that feel of comfort that you had to come home to a family.
Mm.
That was like my thing. Even till now it is, even though I'm not married, but I anymore. But I still I see my kids pretty much on a daily basis. Even though they're already 25, 26, 27, something like that. But yeah, it's the security and just the comfort of being a family. That was like when I was married.
It's just nice to have someone to do life with.
Now,
So I have a question.
okay, go ahead, because I think we might have the same question.
So there's marriage, right? There's marriage. There's the legality behind it and all of that. Like, do you believe in that portion of it, or could you have just been in a marriage style relationship?
A
Like,
common, what is that? A common marriage?
common, yeah, common law. Like,
Common law.
what made you do that part?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it was at the time it was puppy love, I guess you want to say, and then we just got married, and like the following year we were buying a house. We were stable for the good 10 years, and then it was a good 10 years. But
Yeah.
Do you think like tradition or pressure on like the gender role for you to fulfill like father figure and just the tradition of our culture to get married is what kind of made you make that move? Because again, to Charlie's point, and we had the same question, is like you're getting the same thing from a long-term or common law type of relationship. So what made you get married, put it into that legal term, those papers, that courthouse? What made
What
you go
made
through
me
that
do it?
process?
We'll sign the contract.
Yeah. What made y'all go that step further?
So for me, I could definitely do a common law marriage. I was A-okay with that. But when we decided to get married, it was more, I don't know, like just the commitment, just to be able to say that's my husband, that's my wife. Like the paper itself doesn't really matter. Like me and Gabe were calling each other husband and wife before we got married. And so like that part didn't really affect us, but I mean, I kind of hear what you're saying though, be with like our culture and stuff, right? It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, your parents and the pressure, like get married, get married. I will say my mom for a really long time wanted me to get married. And then after I popped out a couple kids, she was like, you know what? Never mind. Um,
I
but
wasn't pre- I
what was
wasn't
that?
pre- I wasn't pressured to get married.
That's good. That's really good.
Mm.
Yeah,
I wasn't pressured either. It was literally like a last minute decision. We were like, "Oh, fuck it. My parents are coming into town. Let's get married." Like, okay.
yeah.
So,
I mean, because I was 18 and she was in 17. She was still in high school. She was her senior year, and then like the
Cradle
following year,
robber.
that's when we got married, and then she was pregnant, and yeah. But yeah, but
Victoria
I think just being in love at that time was part of the whole. I didn't want to get married because she took me away from a lot of stuff.
yeah.
It's part of the excitement of being in love, right? It's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
fuck it. Let's just get married." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did the
Victoria on
whole
our
thing.
Facebook, yeah.
We actually got married on Valentine's, but
Aw.
I didn't do
Oh,
I didn't
that's
I didn't do the court
right.
I didn't do the courthouse shit. I was like I didn't do that part. I actually had the thing at the hall. I didn't go through
Yeah.
church or anything like that though.
Yeah.
We got
I didn't either, Unc. I got married in my cousin's backyard. Yeah.
no. We did the whole thing. We did the whole hall, and
Nice.
everything. Yeah, so
They had ceremony.
I did not. We ate for my ceremony.
at that time, all my grandparents and my parents were alive at that time. So yeah, so everybody got to witness that when I got married.
All right, really quick.
I think that was like the best thing ever that everybody was actually there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Really quick, I just want to catch us up on a couple of the comments that we have in the chat, especially for those who are just listening and not watching. But Becky Flowers said, given circumstances, you never know what the future will hold. And depending on what ends up happening, you never truly know what a person can handle or what they think was normal. Absolutely. Victoria in the chat also said, for me, my high school sweetheart joined the army and getting married was just the thing they did. That is a big one for military folks. I've met a lot of military folks.
But see, a lot of military folks do it because there's benefits.
The benefits,
right?
Yeah.
The benefits are in that. So that being the reasoning, like that makes sense.
Yeah. And she said, but I honestly want a wedding, but not be legally married necessarily again. She just wants to party. She just wants to celebrate her love, right?
I think that's very common too. It's like, oh, do you want the marriage or do you want the wedding?
Well, my last relationship, I gave her a promise ring. She wanted to get married. I told her no because I told her I was only going to do it once.
Yeah.
But I did buy her a nice ring. But that was it. That was as far as it went. You know, we called each other fiance, and you know that was it. As far as saying like, oh, we're married, no, it was just, yeah. She also wanted to have a kid, and I said no. Also,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you already have them, it's different conversation.
Yes, because my daughter was already 14, and I was like, I'm not starting over. My not child support is almost done. I got 4 more years.
I hear you. Fuzzy Bunny on our YouTube said, Chat Fuel, Texas has some of the stronger common law marriage regulations, while other states have way less of the same benefits, such as financial, legal, and property implications. Yeah, state to state, the common law is very different. And so, yeah, depending on where you are, you may want to read into that if you're living with someone for an extended period of time. Jada Countessa said, I'm with Victoria. I'll have the wedding and not turn in the paperwork. Yeah.
You just want a party.
I don't want the contractual agreement. To me, the paper didn't matter though at that point.
I mean, you can have the rings. It doesn't. Yeah. It's still, as long as you love each other and stay together. I mean, that's all you're gonna do is the best you can.
I had already decided that this was the person that I wanted to spend my life with, and so when we talked about getting married, it was more like just spur of the moment. Like we had planned a big wedding initially, and then shit happened and COVID and all kinds of stuff, and we didn't end up having the big wedding. But
are you about doing it in the future?
I don't know. I honestly
10 years.
So maybe like a vow renewal type thing, and finally have some kind of a ceremony. But it's honestly not at the top of my list. Like I don't care as long as we're good. Like the party, all of that, like it doesn't really matter to me anymore.
But it's like a milestone though, 10 years.
I know.
So I mean, you gotta have some kind of reception or kind of dinner, I guess what say.
I mean, my parents did vow renewals for their 25th and their 50th. And it was beautiful. Like, yeah, beautiful. But who knows where I'll be in another 5 years. So
well, I got 5 more years to hit 20 years divorce. So I'll probably throw a party then.
We'll celebrate with you then too.
20 years.
There'll be a party, a reception for the single.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Now, do y'all think that like marriage is more like about love or about the commitment?
It has to be both if you're gonna get married. It has to be both if you want to be married.
I think it's more about the commitment. I think love is a very loose term these days, unfortunately. Like, I don't even think people really understand love until they're in it. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't have a marriage without the commitment. yes, you need the love too, right? So they do come kind of hand in hand, like Unc said. But I think the commitment is a little bit more important because there's good days, there's bad days, and you have to wake up every morning and decide, I'm going to love this person today. I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to do
How long
it.
do you have to love somebody to marry them?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a great question. I don't know.
For me, I think it's more about the commitment. I don't think it's. I honestly think love has nothing to do with it, right? And I just say that because I could love you dearly, but know that we are not meant to be together,
Mhm.
right? Loving somebody is not about wanting to be with them, spend your life with them, or anything of that nature. It has to be about a commitment, about a bond, about more than just that. Because we can say I love you all day long, but really be just polar opposites and not good for each other.
Right.
Love is never enough.
Mm-mm.
And so I think love has nothing to do with it. I don't even think they go hand in hand together. Like T said, it is about making that commitment to wake up every day and choose that person for who they are that day, because people are going to evolve, people are going to grow. You have to be willing to allow them to do that and to do that with them.
But don't you gotta love first before you commit?
Well, to Victoria's point in her
Mhm.
comment, I actually really like her comment. She said the love is to get married and the commitment is to stay married.
Yeah.
And I honestly think I could not have said that better. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you need that love at the beginning, right? But
Yeah.
love also evolves. Love looks different throughout different stages of your marriage, because even marriages go through stages. Like, people don't understand that, like, you don't just marry a person. You marry how they handle stress, how they handle conflict, how they handle finances. You marry
Mhm.
into their family and their dynamic, and you marry the exhaustion. You marry the change that happens, because as people, we're still evolving.
I think it's a business deal, right?
Mhm.
And I say that, and I get like the love to get married, but we gotta, if you think back, like and even still today, there are arranged marriages that happen everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't know each other, but there are a lot of arranged marriages that stay together and then they find love, and then they, like
Mhm.
you develop, because now you have this foundation with this person and a found respect for this person, and it's different reasons why people stay together. And I think a lot of the times this is why people get divorced and relationships don't work, especially when it happens fast. Like, oh, we were together, and oh, because we were in love, we rushed off and got married, and now a year later we're divorced. But why? Because you did it for the love that never really existed. It could have just been lust in that moment, right?
Mhm.
So again, I think it's about having someone who you can build a foundation with and then build off of that foundation. The love really doesn't matter, because I've heard a lot about arranged marriages that last, because it's like, okay, we're going in this for this reason. This is how we're going to do it. This is what's going to work. And it works.
It just depends on how you're going into it.
It
Yeah.
just depends on how you're going into it. So, I don't think you necessarily need the love to get married. I just think you have to know why you're doing it and make it a good reason.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Y'all heard it here first. Love is love is not enough, and
Love is
marriage a
last.
contract.
Love is last.
Oh, yeah. Becky Flowers in our Facebook said, it's not about the time, it's about the commitment. Yeah. There are days when you say, I don't feel like loving you today. Like, yeah, there's days where you're like, I love you, but I don't really like you today.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
You get
But
on my damn nerve.
you have to get through that. Like, I think one of the things that I realized in getting married that I never even considered when it came to marriage was that marriage doesn't fix you or complete you. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you complete me, right? It doesn't do that. What marriage actually does is it puts a mirror up and shows you who you really are,
Mm.
because now you have to be considerate of someone else. You have to be the most selfless person because you're in a partnership now.
Am I the only guy on this thing?
Yeah. Oh, Um,
Oh, in the chat.
we have Fuzzy Bunny in the chat
We
too.
have Fuzzy Bunny in the chat. The male viewers don't like to input, which I would have been a little bit more surprised if they did have an opinion here today.
That's why I
That's
was
what
like,
we needed.
I just realized it. I was like, man, there's a bunch of women on here. Like, dude,
Yeah.
just commenting. I'm like, they know, guys, back me up, fellas.
Back me up on but, like, seriously, like, for me, like, marriage held a mirror up to me. Like, my husband was that mirror, and he called me out on my shit and, you know, lets me know, like, when I'm thinking I'm dealing with something really well, he's like, "No, you're not." You know what I mean? Like, so it just it's not, don't look for someone else to make you whole. Like, you need to be whole before you go into this relationship.
Mhm.
And that's the mistake that a lot of people make going into marriages. See, Fuzzy Bunny guy here.
Gabe, man right
Oh,
here.
and Gabe, man right here. That's
Thanks
my,
for
that's
calling
my
everyone
man right
out.
there.
I need some help, fellas. I need some help.
Yes, guys, please chime in on, even whether you're married or not. Like, chime in, let us
Yeah.
know how you guys feel about the possibility of marriage if you're not married. Becky Flower says, I will always say I love my husband 90% of the time. The other 10%, I love to hate him.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
It's opposite for me for your husband, Becky.
It's like, and that's what we call balance.
So real quick, I have a question for Ankh.
Mhm.
So since you were married, looking back at your marriage, what do you think you misunderstood the most about going into a marriage?
What I misunderstood was, we were young. I can't say I knew everything. I thought I knew everything.
Mm.
As we all
I mean,
do
I
when we're
worked,
that age.
yeah, you know, but my job was go to work and provide and, you know, come back home, and that was it. I was just working home. When the kids grew up, like growing up, I did the you know, their sports and everything, and but I don't know. I mean, I mean, that's I don't know what to say on that.
Yeah. Well, kids aside, like kids aside,
Okay,
the marriage itself.
the marriage itself.
What do you think you misunderstood about marriage and why that may have not worked out for you?
I didn't know women the way I thought I did.
Mm.
Just advice for all the guys. You're never going to know women because we're
Yeah.
all different.
You think you're doing right, but then, you know, it's like
Mhm.
they stop you in your tracks.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
sometimes they make you feel like you're not doing enough.
Mhm.
Yeah. The thing is, men want to learn women, but don't want to learn the one woman.
Mm.
Can we tag that line?
Mm.
Real quick, Fuzzy Bunny said, I will say that I always wanted to be married. I was just discouraged when so many more than have ended badly. Victoria said, what I didn't fully understand was that you can't force someone to grow in the same direction as you. And a good life means different things to different people. Absolutely. And Gabe said facts, but I'm not sure about what.
It's probably my woman.
I like what Victoria said, though. Sorry, I saw you nodding when I was reading that one.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I think, like I said, I think you have to think about going into a marriage as a business deal, right? We want to go into it as long term. We don't want to think about divorce, but we have to think about humans and how we are. And I would hope that the person I'm with grows and evolves, right? I would never want to stunt anybody from doing that. And there's going to be times when you don't see eye to eye.
Mhm.
Like, you're not going to agree. You're just not going to agree. And I may evolve this way, you may evolve that way. And like, I may not even like who you evolved into, like for whatever my reasons are, right? You may not fit my lifestyle anymore.
Right.
And that happens. And I think people have to, it's rough because again, I'm not going to say I don't believe in divorce, but I wouldn't want to think about it being married. But I also think that people need to think that sometimes divorce isn't a bad thing. because sometimes people just do become different people that
I
you
have.
just don't fit my lifestyle anymore, and that's okay. But I think it's unfortunate when that happens and then people try to stay and then you hate each other and then you have kids who see this and then like I think all of that makes it more difficult. I told my coworker today, I said things aren't complicated, we as humans make things complicated, right?
Yep.
And so I think that it's just a lot of that. I think like if you realize someone is growing, you guys are growing apart and like it just doesn't fit anymore, be okay with saying, I'm okay with us splitting. Like it's okay to do that. And I think people are just like, no, I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be like, oh, I failed in my marriage and this. Like people get so afraid of that and the gossip behind that. And it's just like, no, like be true to yourself.
Be happy.
Go, be
Yeah.
happy.
Be
I
happy.
want them to be
That was
happy.
part of that was part of
Go.
my last relationship. I was like, if you ever feel like we're not, in love or have that love for each other anymore, I'd rather you tell me than just do something behind my back or or I do something behind your back, because I got to that point where I wasn't getting the attention anymore, and I was looking elsewhere. But I mean, I hate to sound like it,
But
be like that,
that's reality, though.
but it not being in connection with each other for a year, it kind of like grew apart from there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta look the other direction to make them notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm not trying to be like a narcissist or anything, just for but when you're trying to get the attention at home and you're not getting it,
But if it's so easy for you to turn your head, then you just shouldn't be married.
well, I wasn't married on that one. I was.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like for marriage, right? It's like,
Oh yeah, but,
yeah, like
married,
if
'cause
you're gonna decide
there's
to
more
be
there's more
married,
steps to it when you're married.
yes, because of the contractual agreement, right? There's just so much legality involved when you get married. It's like
Yep, they took half my stuff.
if you're the type of person that's like, well, you ain't giving me what I want, and instead of trying to work on this, I'm gonna look elsewhere, then marriage is not the route you need to go on, right?
okay.
So,
Well, speaking of legalities, Fuzzy Bunny asked thoughts on prenups.
I didn't know what that was.
Prenups. I'm actually okay with prenups. I didn't have one, obviously, because we ain't got shit like that. But I think for people that do have a lot of like properties and businesses and things like that, or that like came into a situation with, money or whatever the case might be, I think prenups are fine, because if you are going into the marriage for the right reasons, then you don't have to worry about divorce.
Yeah. I'm also pro prenup, because it's not even if you have assets, it's what you build afterwards too. It's what you also bring in. You may be bringing in assets, but you also may be bringing in debt. Take that shit with you too. I want to share that.
So we are getting close to the top of the hour here, so I want to read some of these comments from our listeners before we say our goodbyes here. But Victoria on our Facebook said, like the conversation when my son's dad and I decided to call it quits. We literally just looked at each other and asked honestly, are we ever going to be happy again? And the answer was no at that point. Once you can say that definitively, it's done. Absolutely.
Yep.
My ex-wife actually just got married this past year after all these years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't.
I don't.
No, I was just surprised, because like I never thought about it after all these like the past 15 years, and I don't think she even did herself either. But when I found out, I was like, wow, okay.
Becky on our Facebook said, boys and girls growing up were totally different in our culture. Girls were taught not to question your husband and allow things that were not right, but it was normal to them.
Yep.
Jada Countess on our YouTube said, do you think that you could ask for the attention rather than prompting it by looking away?
That's the communication needed.
Yes.
Yeah, I that's what I did the last year. I tried talking to her about it, and just went in one ear out the other, and I was like, okay,
like that. So that was your point of giving up. It wasn't even looking for attention as a form of communication.
It took a year. It took a year for trying to get some kind of, some kind of response, some kind of change, some kind of like, okay, what do you want to do to make it change? What do you want to make it work? It took a year and we couldn't get it right. So I thought, it was that time just to go ahead and just leave it as it is. I mean, we're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
But
Unc made me think of like a really good thing to make sure to mention, especially since we're talking about marriage. Communication is everything, right? So to Jaded Countess's points, like, could you have asked for the attention rather than looking away, right? That's all part of communication. It's in how you communicate. But even that takes time because in a relationship, you learn how to communicate, right? So yeah. Gabe on our YouTube said, always be straightforward, respectfully, and never sugarcoat when you think that honestly is too much for the partner to handle or when you think you're sparing their feelings. Yeah. Honestly, it's
I feel
everything.
sometimes you have to sugarcoat. Not all the time, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to, because if you don't, sometimes that little argument turns into something larger. You try to de-escalate before it gets worse.
It was already something underlining if it turns larger.
Thank you. Then if something small like that is turning into something larger, then there's lack of communication going on because there's something deeper going on.
But but if you ask like what's going on, that and they don't have a response or they don't want to tell you what's wrong, then what do you do then?
Well, again, it depends. It depends on who you're dealing with, right?
But that's what I'm saying. It took a year of doing that.
Even if you are communicating, it doesn't guarantee that they are going to communicate back. Exactly. Unfortunately, that's what is probably what was experienced. Like, you can try to communicate, even if you think you're trying to sugarcoat to even bring up the conversation and start it. If they're not communicating back, then it's still a miscommunication regardless on either part. So that's just, it just goes all around. It's a two-way street.
So you're saying, did I do the right thing by leaving?
If it wasn't working for you, then yeah.
Yeah.
A year of going back and forth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because I don't want.
No, if you're
going back and forth, like the bad guy for calling it
too long.
If you're going back and forth for a year and you're attempting to communicate and they're not reciprocating that communication, then yeah, there's a problem, and it's okay to
that point, Shari said earlier, like, it is okay to leave. And I think like a year of trying to communicate, again, it's a two-way street. So you can communicate all you want, but if they're not being responsive to it, or if they're not communicating back, then that also helps ends the marriage as well, or ends the relationship. So Cindy, if you tried, that's all you can do. That's all you do every day.
You can only control yourself, right? You can't control the other person in the relationship. So to Cindy on our Facebook's point, she said communication and compromise, right? So like, communicate, but you have to find that middle ground. You have to, like, if this is the person that you want to be with, then you have to find that middle ground. And if one or the other is not willing to do that, then there may need to be a reevaluation of whether or not this is the relationship for you.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to say, like, communication and compromise, I hear that and like I love that, but I think a lot of people take compromises into form. And I think a lot of people feel like, for some, I think there is no compromising. People want you to conform to what they want you to do or be or operate, any of that. And I think that we have to be careful with that. Like, a compromise is I'm okay with this, you're okay with this, how do we make it work?
It's a middle ground.
Yeah, it's a middle ground. It's not okay, this is what I want, and you think like, oh, well, I'm compromising because I'm giving them what they want. But if it's not has anything to do with what you want, then you're conforming. You're not.
Ooh, that needs to be its own topic.
Yes,
that goes way outside of marriage too.
Yeah, it definitely does. But I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we have passed the top of the hour. I'm going to read Gabe's last comment here. He said, nope, never sugarcoat, be real and straightforward. That way you know the real versus a false narrative. Agreed. Agreed. But thank you, Unc, for not only hanging out with us today, but for just, again, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, just supporting us throughout the last year. Put it on the merch. Yeah.
I tried, ladies. I didn't know how good I did or anything, but
So
No,
we popped your
good.
podcast cherry. How do you feel?
violated.
But-
I love it.
Any shout outs you want to
I
give
have a tear already.
while you're here?
I already have a tear.
Any shout outs you want to give while you're here, Unk, before we close out?
He said, "I like to thank me."
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Oh,
shout outs do you want to
I'm sorry,
give?
I'm sorry. Well,
If you want to
uh,
give any.
oh yeah, shout out to everybody that responded and keep it going with the podcast. I mean, I enjoy every week with y'all. I mean, when I can. Thanks for
you.
having me on the show.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it again. I mean, next time hopefully I'll be a little bit more.
Oh, we popped the cherry already, so now it's just being repetitive because
It's
you
like
still got your opinions in the chat too. So you'll still be on the podcast.
it's like Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is he? Bunny gave you a shout out, Unk. He said, "Appreciate Unk for standing up and holding up the bullseye for the men."
Thank you. I'm pretty good at hitting the bullseye.
All right. For anyone out there who is watching but is not following us on all of our social media platforms, you want to
All
let
right.
them know where they can find us?
Yeah, if y'all have not already, or if you know someone who has not already, then you can like, follow, and subscribe to us on our social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at It's No Secret Podcast. And if you can't join us for our live stream every Wednesday, then you can definitely listen to us on our Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you just love to see our lovely faces again, then you can rewatch our videos or live streams on YouTube.
Thank you again, Unk. Thank you to everyone watching.
All right.
And remember, it's no secret.
Bye.
Bye.